Good evening, welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. OQ signs 2 strategic agreements worth over 230 million Omani riyals to support manufacturing, localization and downstream growth. The Foreign Minister and the Executive Secretary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty stressed the importance of international cooperation in order to strengthen and support the disarmament and non-proliferation. And Oman Lands announces the launch of a national program to develop and assemble a CubeSat satellite within its participation in the Middle East Space Conference 2026. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. OQ signed today 2 strategic agreements valued at more than 230 million Oman riyals, marking a further step in advancing manufacturing, localization and strengthening downstream industrial development in the Sultanate of Oman. More in the coming report.
The Sultanate of Oman's drive to deepen industrial value creation gained momentum with the signing of 2 strategic agreements by OQ focused on developing advanced downstream manufacturing projects in Suhar and Salalah, with investments exceeding 230 million Omani riyals.
Today we mark a strategic step within OQ initiatives to advance the localization of downstream industry and maximize the in-country value of the national resources. These initiatives reflect the group effort to create investment opportunity and establish long-term partnership with a global player in alignment with Oman Vision 2040 objective for the economic diversification and the development of the national industry.
The projects are designed to channel locally produced feedstock into higher value industrial outputs, supporting a gradual shift from resource export to domestic manufacturing.
Well, this is a very significant step for not only Sohar but also for Oman. What we show here is the integration of port and free zone, the strength of the companies in the port and free zone, the integrated ecosystem, the fact that we can combine high quality port infrastructure, pipeline connectivity, logistics services, synergies between companies in port and free zone, which make the whole investment and the production reliable, safe, stable and efficient and cost effective.
We are looking to establish 2 polyethylene terephthalate factories as well as a purified terephthalic acid factory to short PET and PTA. The factories are European standards. They will be relocated from Rotterdam, the Netherlands, all the way to Oman. Their capacity, both of the PET plants are around 450,000 tons per year, and for the PTA we're looking at 700,000 tons per year.
It is worth mentioning that this direct industrial investment strengthens integrated value chains across specialty petrochemicals, fertilizers, packaging and textiles, as well as related industries. Through manufacturing localization, the projects will bolster Oman's industrial competitiveness regionally and internationally. Reporting from Muscat, this is Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Aspects of existing cooperation between the Sultanate of Oman and the Preparatory Committee of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, CTBTO, top discussions of His Excellency Said Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi, Foreign Minister, with His Excellency Dr. Robert Floyd, Executive Secretary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. During the meeting, the 2 sides affirmed on the importance of international cooperation and multilateralism in strengthening and supporting the disarmament and non-proliferation, in addition to entrenching an approach based on dialogue and diplomacy as a fundamental option for achieving international security and peace. Views were also exchanged on the importance of technical cooperation and capacity building in the fields of monitoring and verification, as well as combating radioactive leakage and the resulting damage, in addition to discussing a number of issues of mutual concern. His Excellency Said Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, the Foreign Minister, received today Her Excellency Dr. Aniko Reis, State Secretary of the Environmental Affairs at the Ministry of Energy of Hungary. During the meeting, the two sides discussed ways to enhance cooperation in the fields of water resources management, climate change, pollution control, and waste recycling. They also explored strengthening connectivity through expertise and knowledge exchange programs and cooperation in international environmental forums, in addition to reviving several joint initiatives in this regard. The two ministers further addressed the friendship and cooperation between the two countries in political, economic, and cultural fields, hailing the current level of coordination, the achievements realized, and this tangible convergence in the policies and directions of both nations in many areas. The Foreign Ministry issued a statement today regarding the tourist capsize boat as follows. The Sultan of Oman expressed its deepest condolences and sincere sympathy to the government and people of the friendly French Republic and to the families of the victims of the tourist boat accident today in the Wilaya of Matrah in the Governorate of Muscat, and wished the injured a speedy recovery. The Sultan of Oman expressed its appreciation for the efforts exerted by the rescue and ambulance teams in dealing with this tragic incident, and confirmed that investigations are underway to determine the circumstances surrounding the accident. On that news, 3 French tourists died and 2 others sustained minor injuries when a boat capsized in Muscat Governorate. The Royal Oman Police stated that the boat was carrying a group of 25 French tourists along with their tour guide and captain. They added that the incident was handled by Civil Defense and Ambulance Authority paramedics at the scene, and an investigation is underway to determine the circumstances. During its participation in the Middle East Space Conference 2026, Oman Lands announced the launch of a national program to develop and assemble a CubeSat satellite, and we have a report coming up.
The national program to develop and assemble a CubeSat satellite aims to build national capabilities in satellite manufacturing by developing a satellite enhanced with artificial intelligence technologies. The program is being launched in collaboration with a group of academic institutions in the Sultanate of Oman within the framework of the National Space Program of the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, and in line with the Sultanate's vision to localize space technologies and build a sustainable knowledge base. This program aims to empower a select group of Omani students, academics, and engineers to acquire advanced practical knowledge in the fields of Earth observation and remote sensing by involving them in all stages of satellite development, from design and assembly to testing and operation. The satellite's main tasks include capturing satellite imagery, processing data, and transmitting it to the ground station to support various applications in the fields of planning, environment, and sustainable development. This program embodies Oman Lens' commitment to its national role in supporting innovation and contributing to the goals of Oman Vision 2040, thereby strengthening the Sultanate of Oman's position as a promising regional hub for space technologies and advanced knowledge-based industries.
The Sultan of Oman signed an agreement with the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development to finance the second phase of the internal roads project in the Special Economic Zone at Duqm. The agreement aims to support economic and social development efforts, improve residential plans, and provide associated facilities. The project includes developing of the main and branched roads and implement the infrastructure works of rains drainage and traffic safety equipment, in addition to consultancy services and transferring the existing services. The agreement was signed by His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al-Habsi, Minister of Finance. To come our news bulletin. According to a new report, poverty in Britain deepens to its most severe levels in decades. The Municipal Council of North Al-Batna Governorate held its first regular session of the first year of its fourth term for the year 2026. The Council discussed several service-related topics, most notably the final report of the joint campaign to monitor the activities of quarries and crushers, which aimed to enhance oversight, ensure compliance with regulations, and protect consumers and natural resources. The Council also reviewed the current state of the waste management sector in the Governorate, in addition to discussing several related health, environmental, and social issues. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Mohammed bin Sulaiman Al-Kindi, Governor of North Al-Batna and Chairman of the Municipal Council. The Municipal Council of South Al-Sharqiya Governorate reviewed the latest developments in the development projects being implemented in various wilayas, in addition to the progress achieved in a number of service and developmental projects. The meeting reviewed a number of development initiatives, including the Our Environment is Our Responsibility initiative for recycling plastic containers, the establishment of public parking initiative for the waterfront in the Al-Aiga area in the Wilaya of Sur. The meeting also reviewed the Zero Neutrality initiative for supporting environmental sustainability and reducing carbon emissions, in addition to the Urban Renewal initiative in the Niaba of Tiwi and the Wilaya of Al-Kamil Al-Wafi. The meeting as well highlighted the initiative to allocate a site in the Wilaya of Masira to implement a waterfront project in the initiative to allocate housing and urban plans in the Governorate. The Ministry of Health has launched a peritoneal dialysis unit at Ibri Referral Hospital as part of efforts to expand specialized medical services. This initiative aims to enhance advanced healthcare treatment and support the development of specialized therapeutic services for patients across the wilayas of Al-Dhahira Governorate. The new unit will improve access to dialysis care, reduce the need for patients to travel to other governorates, and enhance the quality of life. It also provides patients with flexible treatment options that supports long-term care and continuity of medical services. The opening ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Harib Al-Lamki and Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs. The International College for Engineering and Management celebrated the graduation of the 25th batch of students from various academic programs, including engineering and management specializations. The graduation reflects the college's commitment to supporting the national development journey by advancing innovation and sustainable development. The ceremony highlights the role of higher education institutions in preparing qualified national cadres to meet labor market needs. The graduation ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Saif bin Abdullah Al-Hadabi, President of the Research and Innovation Authority. And finally, poverty in Britain has deepened to its most severe levels in decades, according to a new report that shows millions are now living in what researchers call very deep poverty. While the overall poverty rate has fallen slightly, the number of households facing extreme hardships, especially children, continues to rise.
A new report has highlighted the growing depth of poverty across Britain. Research by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation shows around 6.8 million people are now living in very deep poverty, the highest level recorded in the past 30 years. The term refers to households surviving on less than 40% of the UK's median income after housing costs about £16,400 a year for a couple with 2 young children. While the overall poverty rate in the UK has declined slightly since the mid-1990s, the share of people in very deep poverty has increased from 8 to 10%, now accounting for nearly half of everyone living in poverty. Children are among the worst affected. The report finds 4.5 million children currently live in poverty, a figure that has risen for the 3rd consecutive year. The findings come after Finance Minister Rachel Reeves announced plans to scrap the 2-child limit on welfare payments starting in April, a move expected to cost about £3.1 billion and aimed at reducing child poverty. The Joseph Rowntree Foundation welcomed the decision but warned it cannot be the only measure, saying further action is needed to prevent progress from stalling. The report also notes that people with disabilities in some minority communities face particularly high poverty rates. The warning comes as Britain's economy shows mixed signals, with modest growth in November, but inflation climbing to 3.4% in December, continuing to pressure household finances.
You're watching the Sound of Oman television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. OQ signs 2 strategic agreements worth over 230 million Oman Riyals to support manufacturing localization and downstream growth. The Foreign Minister and the Executive Secretary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty stressed the importance of international cooperation in order to strengthen and support the disarmament and non-proliferation. And Oman Lands announces the launch of a national program to develop and assemble a CubeSat satellite within its participation in the Middle East Space Conference 2026. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all the crew here and myself, Spell Kindi, thanks and good night.